You will have to fight for yourself. Mirroring, is that a word? I do not have friends in this city. This is also a very good way to spot people who are vela. Blessing and a curse. I don't know what it is. Hi, what's up? It is a very, very cloudy day in Bombay today. There is no sun. It had been raining last night, like with lightning and thunder. And everything, and I just loved it. Oof. But it's not officially monsoon yet. We still have about 15-20 days left, so I'm not gonna get too excited, but the gumboots are out. I am ready for monsoon. And today I'm doing a very specific makeup look, okay? And I need to give you a little bit of a context to why I'm doing this makeup look. So I have an alter ego of sorts, and I've taken a lot of foundation. Okay, this is gonna be hard to blend, but I'll try. I've just mixed my foundation in my moisturizer to sort of give it a skin tint, but let's see. Anyway, so I have an alter ego, okay? Her name... Hi, sisters! Yeah, her name is Hope, okay? She's only come out like once or twice in my life, like fully come out. But she's the kind of person that you do not mess with. Actually, you don't mess with Smile also, but she will burn you to the ground, okay? She's not here to play.
I'm just gonna blend this in before it dries.
And I want to do a makeup look inspired by her, you know. Actually, there was this one time my friend told me that, Smile, you have a look which is very intimidating, you know, and it kind of intimidates me too.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I'm not quite sure.
And at the time, I did not know exactly what she's talking about. But now that I think about it, I think she was talking about Hope. I think Hope was speaking out a little. And yeah, I do have that look. I don't know what prompts it. If there is somebody trying to around my face, it's a Cillian Murphy meme. That is the look.
Really? It adds a whole other pressure to it, and you want to...
A little bit more intimidating than that, but I can't do it on purpose. It doesn't happen. I've really tried. It does not happen on purpose. It's a involuntary response that comes out around, okay? And I am in a little bit of a mood today. I am not gonna lie. It's a little bit of a Hope kind of a mood.
So I thought, why not do a makeup look inspired by me, by Hope, okay? She's my
alter ego. So I'm gonna honor her because she has really stood up for me in the past a lot. And also, it is a Wednesday today. You know what we do on Wednesdays, right? AMAs. So there are a lot of these questions I got, but there was this one particular question that was very interesting, and I thought, you know what? This deserves a completely separate full YouTube video. So, and the question was how to be unbothered. And my first thought was, you are asking the right person. You are asking exactly the right person, because if there's one thing I know, it is how to be unbothered and also how to love yourself. But yeah, how to be unbothered is really at the top of that list too. That is what we're going to talk about. If you're watching me for the if you're watching me for the first time, hi, I'm Smile. I am an actor, I am a painter, I am also a content creator now. Thank you so much for watching this video, and yeah, subscribe.
First, we're just gonna do the base as we normally do. And this makeup look is a very unbothered, do not talk to me, don't come up to me, do not disturb me kind of a makeup look.
A kind of a personality that I'm trying to put in a makeup. And what I'm thinking is, I'll need a lot of snatchness in this look. I'll need a lot of browns. I'll need blacks. I'll need, yeah, that's
what I'm thinking right now, but we'll see. We'll see as we go. I don't think I'll need that much of a glow or whatever, but a little bit glow here and there never really hurt anybody.
First step, if you want to be unbothered, you need to understand exactly what bothers you and why. Why does it bother you? Let's say for me, lying bothers me a lot. If I catch you in a lie, which I almost every time do, it's a blessing and a curse. I don't know what it is, but when I catch you in a lie, it's almost like first I have the intention is sorry first I have this instinct that, oh, I think this person might be lying, or I think this person might be behaving in a way that is really not true to their intentions. I have this, you get this instinct. And when I do catch you, that it bothers me. It bothers me not because I didn't see it coming. It bothers me because how dare you? That is the thought I get. How dare you think that you could get away by playing the nice person, by playing the dumb person, by playing the good friend, by playing a certain way and thinking that you can do whatever. So, yeah, the first thing you need to understand is that this was just an example. Like, I mean, there are a lot of things that can bother a person, but you need to understand what exactly bothers you, what really ticks you, because there is an underlying, this what do you call it, वो जो jewelry जो खुलता है, what's the word interesting.
Child. Anyway, so
Treasure. Okay, got it. There is an underlying treasure that you will find in things that bother you, because those are the wounds. Those are the, when you, let's say, when you were a child, or in your earlier, like whatever, a few years ago or whatever, if you were hurt with something, and if it almost repeats itself, it is going to bother you, right? So, and especially if it is left unattended, right? If that hurt is left unattended, so it's actually a great way to do your shadow work by understanding what bothers you. In case you don't know what shadow work is, basically, we look at our subconscious and the things that we may be hiding with ourselves. So because it's very painful, or it's disgusting, or it's filled with guilt, or whatever, all the negative feelings that we label, and we sort of like put it into our shadow selves. And if you don't deal with it, it will continuously show in our lives, and we'll not know ki अरे यार ये मेरे साथ क्यों हो रहा है. If I know myself completely enough, I can be like, you know what, okay, this bothers me, but what effect does it actually have on my life? If they decide they are going to be a certain way, they're going to pretend to be a certain way, that's their choice, right? Understanding that no matter what this other person does, even if it is your own family member, even if it is your own blood, I'm talking about, even if it's your own partner, right? They are doing it for whatever reason that they are doing it. It has nothing to do with you. I just blend this really quick, because it's only us that think so much about ourselves. People are not thinking about you the way you are thinking about yourself. When you walk into a room, it's just you thinking about yourself, that how am I being perceived. Other people are not. That is just a fact. It's extremely important to know that people think mostly about themselves. They are not thinking that much about you. Oh, I'm also having lychees. Do you call it lychee or lychee? Lychee or lychee? I don't know. It's delicious, is what it is. Even then, there will be some people who will not be able to stand your growth. It's a fact. It could be your friends, strangers, classmates, whatever, and they will try to sort of, make fun of you when you try something new. And that's a very good way to see who, supports you and doesn't support you. When you try something new, see the people who are genuinely excited for you, the people who genuinely are rooting for you, and the people who are not. What is this? Excuse me.
Because when you grow, when you do things that are outside of your comfort zone, right, you're almost like
Changing the person that they knew once, right? And people don't like change that much. So again, it's really not personal. It's really not about you. It is also about them, because it makes them realize that they are not doing enough. It makes them realize that, the person that they once knew is not going to be existing anymore. So they're going to resist that change, right? So you need to really understand that when you grow, people will not like it, especially people that you surround yourself with. And that's okay. That's okay. Once you realize that you don't have to make everybody like you, it is the biggest freedom of your life. Because then you will be acting according to what is needed for your growth and not according to what they need for you to be, for their likeness, for their validation. Okay.
I'm just gonna set this really quickly. I am going for a pretty matte look today, which is right up my alley.
It's not, mostly it's not about you. And then when you change, people in your life will change too. How can you expect the same people to be, I mean, it's very rare. It happens, friends growing together, people growing with each other, people enabling each other, and that is my blessing to you. I wish you find either a partner or a friend or a best friend or whatever who is willing to grow with you. That is very rare, and I'm very blessed to have that. I do not have friends in this city. I don't have friends. I have one friend, she lives in Delhi, and I have one other person, and these two people are the only friends I have, right? And they are willing to grow with me, and we are willing to enable each other, and that is the biggest blessing, and I wish for you to have that. Okay. Other than that, it's very rare for, like, when I started making content, I had last year, I was like hanging out with a few people. I thought they're my friends, blah blah blah. And what happens is, when you grow, initially they were like, yay, Smile is making content, blah blah blah. And then as I kept making, and I kept growing, they kept getting away. Okay. There is no falling out, there is no argument, there is no nothing. And that's okay. And I have no feelings, no negative feelings against them, like, how, why did you do that to me? No. Because I am not lonely without you. I like living alone. I like myself. So even if you do, choose to not talk to me or not meet me or blah blah blah, whatever, it does not bother me, because I am happy by myself. You were just an addition, you were not my life, you know so it's very important to whom we give our energy to whom we actually give that much value to. So to understand, and these relationships take time. The kind of relationship that will mean the world to you, that relationship will take time. It's not going to happen. It's not like you're going to meet somebody, go on a date and fall in love, and then that's the no. Even then, you guys are going to be building together step by step, and you're going to have years together, see everything, and then decide, yes, this person, I would say, this person is a big part of my life, or this person is my life. It can happen, but that happens with time. That doesn't happen with just somebody that circumstantially, right? Whoa, who is this? Let's see. It's just a PR sent from a brand. Anyway, we shall continue. So once you understand why things bother you, and it's mostly because it could be either that the same thing happened to you in the past, or it could be that you've not accepted your own similarities to that thing. Sometimes when people mirror our own shadows, we get really irked by it. Okay. And that's my next point to you. It could be that you're getting bothered because you're getting mirrored with your own shadows, and that is a part of you that you've not accepted. That is a part of you that you do not want to look at. Maybe it's guilt, maybe it's jealousy, maybe it's regret, whatever, anything that can be a bother. And the only way to deal with it is to go to the depths, okay, to the depths of it, and give yourself the grace. Because no matter what you did, if it's guilt, right, you did what you did, in case it's guilt, that is, because that's all you knew at that point. It was your survival mode. You have to understand, sometimes we don't let me just blend this out before it dries. Sometimes what happens now, let's say we've done something that we're not proud of, okay, and we keep it buried and we keep it under the shadows, and we whatever, we don't deal with it. And then we see a person who is almost mirroring, is that a word? Mirroring those qualities, and we hate it because we hate it in ourselves, right? It has nothing to do with that person. So if that is you, if there is something that you find yourself that I can never forgive myself for this, I want you to understand, first of all, anything that you do is
It's not you in the past, right? It's in the past. That is not who you are. Your past is your past. Whatever you did in the past is your past. Okay.
now. If you want to be a new person, a different person, better person, we have to understand that sometimes we behave out of a survival mode. That should not define you for the rest of your life. Take it or leave it. Right now, this is what I'm going to tell you. No matter what you did in the past or how ashamed you are of that, that is not you. Okay, that is not you, that is in the past. But you are allowed to forgive yourself, you are allowed to move on. Or even if it is something that was done to you, that is also not you. And it's very important to understand this if you want to be truly unbothered, because you are never going to be unbothered if you have not completely accepted who you are or what your past was. Okay. And yeah, the other day I was journaling, and I remember this very clearly. I wrote, acceptance is true freedom. True freedom is acceptance. And what did I mean by that? I meant, actually, that day many things were reminded to me. And what I meant by that was that, all my life I felt like I wish I had a normal childhood. I wish I had a normal family. I wish I just normalcy is what I wished for.
Right. And I never got it. And all these years of the self work and the inner work that I've been doing, now I'm at a place of I don't wish for that anymore, because
I have just accepted that this is what it is. They are who they are. There is nothing that I can do that will change the past or change these people, right? So now I don't wish for normalcy anymore, or rather normalcy in the past anymore. Right now I'm a very normal person. I've not become a psycho yet.
Child. Anyway, so
That's when I realized the other day that actually acceptance is true freedom. Once you accept that it is what it is, it gives you the highest form of freedom, because then you can stop. Then you can be like, okay, I can stop beating up myself. I can stop trying to be perfect. I can stop trying to gain their validation, because it is never going to happen, right? And acceptance doesn't really come as easily as you may think it is. It's not like, okay, fine, I accept this person is shitty. That is no, it doesn't happen that easily. It happens with,
obviously it starts with intention. Okay, I accept this person the way it is, and then your brain is going to push back. Your brain is going to ask you questions. You're going to be like, why, and the answer will never come. And then and it's almost like a circle, and it's almost like fighting within yourself. But if the intention is acceptance, then you can give yourself
the grace, and you can give the other person that grace, or whatever the situation. I don't know, I'm just talking out of experience here. So once that happened, once I started accepting everything in my past, and I started being like, okay, everything that I did that I was not very proud of, everything that happened to me that I was very angry about, that I was very hurt about, once I started accepting that it's in the past, it's not even in the present anymore, bro, so let's just get over it. Second, no matter what you do, you can't change it. And what is there but acceptance? What can you do but accept, right? That was the thought I had some time back, and I was like, yeah. And when I say sometime, I mean years. This is not recent. And I was like, yeah, that is true. And so now, anytime I'm hit with can you stand straight, please? Okay. Anytime I'm hit with the realization that, oh, these people have yet not changed, I am not as bothered as I used to be in the past. I'm not as, I don't get riled up as much as I used to.
smokiness to the eyes. Yep. Can you see it? Actually, there is no sun today. I don't
know if you can see it, but I'm trying my best. Okay. Yup. Oof. She's smoky. She is smoky. Yep. Love it. Okay. Yep. Oof. I'm having a crush on myself again. Let me just clean this out a little bit. Here's the thing, if something does bother you, sit with yourself, allow that feeling. Why are you stopping that feeling? you know it's bothering you for a reason, because it's trying to tell you something. So if your answer is to ignore it, you're never going to be that unbothered person, because it doesn't happen with ignorance. It happens. The only thing I would tell you to ignore is the negative, like, people around you. Tak, 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 tak. My next point is, if something does bother you, you have to allow yourself, maybe not in front of people, but whenever you're by yourself, to be bothered, because then it will show you something that maybe you're not able to see right now when you're ignoring the botherness. Okay?
I want to add a little black in the waterline also.
I'm still going to do a brown liner, but I just wanted to tight line so that it gets more, what's the word? Nashili? No, that's not the word. And as years passed by, hope, remember I was speaking about hope. As years passed by, I started to see hope as me. I started making that distinction, and that happens obviously once you start accepting yourself. And I started to see, I stopped calling her as hope, and it was all me. But just for fun's sake, sometimes I like to call her back, because she is so awesome. This girl doesn't blush, okay? This girl is serious. Right now, it's just a very nice, smooth blend of like a little bit of a black and then, the brown. What do we do? What do we do? Okay, let me just add mascara and see. Be so invested in yourself that you don't have time for other people's drama. That's it. That's the point. It's pretty self-explanatory. Be so invested in yourself that you don't have time for other people's drama. Who are the people who gossip? Who are the people who are always putting their nose in other people's business? Because they don't have anything going on for themselves, right? They need to pass the time somehow. So, be the kind of person who is so invested in building her own future and her own self that she couldn't care less about anybody else's life or anybody else's drama or comparing herself with anybody else. Okay? That is how you truly stay unbothered, because you're so busy building up yourself that you're like, okay, if this is what you want to do, okay. If this is what you want to say, okay. You know how many people have how many things to say about me? So many. But that's just because maybe they don't have something that they're building in their life. And throughout my day, I'm hardly thinking about anything else other than my work, my growth, the ththings that I'm interested in. There is not even once a thought that comes about, oh, what is that person up to? Oh, who is she with? Oh, who is he with? Never. But in a way that I don't care about anybody else. I wish everybody the best. Whoever I know in this city, I wish them the best, right? But when you are busy building up yourself, you don't have the time for gossip. And this is also a very good way to spot people who are vela. I'm being completely honest right now, okay? People who are vela, they will always come up to you and gossip and, tell you about other people's business. That is just a way for you to know that they're also going to other people and talking about your business. Okay? It's just a fact. If there is somebody who has actually wronged you, and if there is something that you can do about it, do it. Being unbothered does not mean that people can walk all over you or say whatever they want and get away with it. Okay, that is not what being unbothered is. That's just a doormat. We are not doormat people. Take the stand, fight for yourself, because if you're a person who has high self-esteem, you're not going to take anybody's bullshit. You're not going to stand for somebody disrespecting you. Okay, go for it, fight for it. I'm telling you, go fight for it. Because we all think about, oh, I want to be this positive person, I want to be this unbothered person. It does not come without its fights. It does not. Right now, what I have today, I had to fight for it. I had to fight for my life. And now is when I have this positivity, this energy, this love for myself. It wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't, let's say there is this person who's disrespecting you and you're pretending to be this unbothered person. That's just pretense. It's not reality. Okay? If you truly want to be unbothered, if there is somebody disrespecting you, you will have to fight for yourself. You will have to stand up for yourself. Okay? Apart from that, don't fight twice. Don't say things. If you've said, this is my boundary, okay? And you've told this person, this is my boundary, and they still keep crossing it. Sometimes we forget boundaries are not for other people, they're for ourselves. So, if this person doesn't understand, okay, you've said, oh, my boundary is, I don't like going out after 9 p.m. Okay, that's your boundary. Respect that. And this person still keeps calling you after 9 p.m. and they want to hang out and la 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 la. How are they able to convince you to let go of your boundary and come hang out with them? Huh? So, boundaries are for yourself. Once you've said, this is my boundary, do not let anybody, whoever it could be, don't let anybody talk you out of it. However important this person is, that is how you earn respect. That is how you stay unbothered. Because this boundary is not for other people to know that, oh my God, I have this boundary, guys, I have this. No, this boundary is for me to know that this is my boundary, and no matter what happens, I will not cross this boundary. And because I don't cross this boundary, other people can't. No matter what, they could be calling you 10 times, 30 times, hey, let's hang out, but it's your boundary to not hang out after 9 p.m. Then it's your boundary. It's done. And you don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to explain yourself to people who don't really care, because somebody who cares about you and your boundaries will understand, okay, this is a boundary. They're not that pushy. Once you start being unbothered, people get bothered that you're so unbothered. It bothers them. And that's fine. They start respecting you after that. They may not be, hanging out with you every day, but they will start respecting you. They will become fans. That is what will happen. They will become fans. And where is the thing? What was I saying? Where were we? The boundaries are for you, not for you to tell people that this is my boundary. Please respect it. No. You respect your boundary. The other people will follow. People will treat you the way you treat yourself. That is the line. That is a fact, okay? So, and the last point, my hair is still not dry. It's almost 7 p.m. Ooh, she's unbothered. Oof, look at the waves. Today the waves are really waving. So when it comes to being unbothered, it's about that you're building yourself up. It's about you being in your space, building your energy up so that all the outside noise, all the distraction is not loud enough for you to actually be distracted and actually be bothered by what they have to say. Okay, that comes now. It's easier said than done. It's so much easier said than done, but you have to start somewhere. So promise me today, you will start putting more time and more energy in yourself rather than what XYZ person is saying about you or what XYZ person did to you. Okay, the past is the past. You are here today. You have an opportunity to build yourself up. You have the opportunity to love yourself. And how wonderful is that? How wonderful it is to fall in love with you. Think about it. Think about how amazing you are. Think about how unique you are. Think about your soul, okay? How rare is it that you are here? You are a blessing. And I'm not saying that just to say it. It is a fact. So think about it. Think about how wonderful it is to love you. And who should be the person to get to love you? First, it should be you. First, you should get to love you. Okay? That is the love I want. That is the confidence I want you to have. You get to love yourself. You get to build a life that you want to build. You get to do these things. It's all about perspective, right? I have said it a million times. It's all about perspective. And this perspective of being unbothered is just about putting your energy in yourself, in your growth. What is the kind of life that you want to have? What is the kind of person that you want to be? It's about you, baby. It's not about them. It has never been about them. Maybe in their life it can be about them, but it's this here. Your life is about you first. And then, of course, there can be your family, your loved ones, people that you care about, and you could be enabling each other to grow. And that's a wonderful thing to have. But no matter what happens, or no matter what you lose out on, you will never lose yourself. Promise yourself that today, okay? Promise it to me. Hope is talking right now, not smile. Okay, any which way, I think it was a wonderful question, and that it inspired me to make a completely long YouTube video on it. And thank you so much for asking this question. If you're still watching, comment hope. Just comment hope, and I will know that you've watched all the way till now. And just remember, you're a wonderful, amazing, beautiful, unique person. Okay, there is nobody like you, and I would not have anybody but you watching this video. Okay, you deserve it. I love you. Here is a Kala Tika for you. Let's do the AMAs. Let's do the AMAs. Unbothered. Oh, I have to take a thumbnail. Ugh.